Oklahoma City Thunder have a clear problem right now, and they need to address it, and it's the matter of the fact that they don't really have a backup big man for this team heading into next season. And there's been a lot of speculation going around if they're going to trade for a guy like Lauri Markkanen or sign someone in free agency, as they have been linked to Isaiah Hartenstein for a long time now for this free agency class coming up. And it's kind of looking like in this latest mock draft that they won't be drafting a big man, but rather go after a forward that can eventually find his way into the starting five, since it is looking likely that we will sign a big man in free agency. What up? It's Bryson Akins with another Thunder Digest video for you guys today. Before we get all this done, I want to take a moment and say, if you guys find yourself coming back on a regular basis and enjoy the content on the channel, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you guys are looking to connect with some members of our community here and some of the other subscribers that we have here at Thunder Digest, we have a Discord channel and the link in our channel bio here. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead, click on that, register, whatever you gotta do to join the Discord. I'm not sure what the steps are. It's been a while since I've done it. Also attach it in the comment section below. But with that out of the way, we can go and get in the video and talk about how HoopsHype has us drafting someone that the Oklahoma City Thunder fan base is kind of familiar with already, since his older brother J-Dub is on the team, and we're talking about Cody Williams. As you can see here, HoopsHype has us taking him with the 12th overall pick, so that would be a great addition in my eyes, because I do think he is one of the, I don't want to say currently better players in the draft, but I think he has the most potential out of anyone because of his athletic ability and what he can bring offensively and defensively. You look at his wingspan, his height, his IQ, his offensive prowess, like, it's off the charts. And they even mentioned that in his little mock draft for the reason why Oklahoma City Thunder can take him. And this is it right here. The Oklahoma City Thunder have been linked to several centers heading into free agency, including Isaiah Hartenstein. As previously reported by HoopsHype, the prevailing belief around the league is that Oklahoma City would prefer short-term deals for any potential target in free agency. As for the draft, Cody Williams, the brother of Thunder star Jalen Williams, is expected to land higher than his projection by most NBA executives and scouts. Some NBA talent evaluators believe Williams has arguably the highest floor of any players in this class, and I can agree with that too. I think realistically, he's a top 8 pick. He falls 8 to 7 somewhere. However, what I do see kind of happening is him dropping off a little bit because he is a project. He is a guy where you're not sure if it's necessarily going to pan out because he's an athletic freak. That's what he is. He's just an athletic freak that has so much potential right now that he can actually be an all-star at the NBA level. He truly can be. It's just a matter of fact is, can he actually develop it? That's what everyone is worried about, and that's where I can kind of see him falling to 12 and us actually taking him, or even doing a pick swap with one of the teams and try to, trade 12 and 9, and we could go get him for sure in the lottery. That's one of the situations I kind of see unfolding, and he is a great player. He is. I mean, when you look at the stats here, I'm going to go and bring him up right here. These were his stats from his freshman year, keep in mind, all right? 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, not really great. 55% shooting from the field. 6'7", 190 pounds. This is in his freshman year when he's also competing with Da Silva on the court. And he was in a tough Pac-12 conference this year, as some of the teams in that conference outperformed, expectations that they were kind of given. They also made it to the second round of the NCAA tournament, made it to the finals of the Pac-12 championship. So as you can see there, he has experience playing in these tough games, and he had a decent freshman year. So there is a ton of room for improvement. Him already coming in there as a starter and averaging 12 points a game on 55% shooting from the floor, that shows a lot of potential in my eyes because he never really had the time to get adjusted to the college level of play. It's different from high school ball, and we all know the NBA is also different from college ball. So the fact that he was able to adjust that quickly, a snap of the fingers there, it kind of shows that he can immediately after a season or two be ready and be an all-star caliber player just like his brother Jalen Williams, J-Dub. But we also got to look at what all does he really bring to the table here. What does he bring? As I'm going to get ready and bring up, here's are his strengths and weaknesses. Here's the strengths that HoopsHype had him for his little scouting report. If you want, you can go to HoopsHype, look up a mock draft, and they all have their scouting reports under each draft pick there. But offensive and defensive versatility paired with athleticism. Capable ball handler with ability to penetrate defenses. Potential as a shot creator and facilitator, even playing at point guard. That stands out to me. He can play the point at times. Strong attacking ability at the rim with good floater and finishing skills. Capable defender who can guard positions 1 through 3 immediately. Excellent understanding of rotations and fighting through screens. Length and size allow for disruptive defensive play, particularly in disrupting passing lanes. Clean and crisp shooting mechanics, potential to become a reliable three-point shooter, moves feet well defensively, and shows recovery ability. So as you can see there, majority of what they're talking about with Cody Williams is just a ton of athleticism features, like a ton of things that you have to be athletic to do. Recovery, ball handling, being able to adjust, fast pace. Stuff like that is just pure athleticism. And he also, for his strength, showed some basketball skills. Sorry, it gets tough to talk sometimes. I'm sure you guys get that. But he also shows some basketball skill traits in there as well with his floater game and how he can be a reliable catch-and-shoot three-point shooter at the NBA level. However, there are some weaknesses that we do have to look at. You're just going to be honest. There are weaknesses you have to look at, and here they are. Limited three-point attempts in college. So, making shooting percentages less reliable. So as you can see there, yeah, he's not taking as many threes, so the shooting numbers can be a little, not telling the whole story with him. Needs to bolster strength to thrive defensively and finish through contact. As we saw, he is 6'7", 190 pounds, so he definitely needs to put on a little bit more weight, maybe 15, 20 more pounds. Offensive game primarily revolves around paint penetration and mid-range jumpers, lacking variety, the same as his brother. But as we saw, J-Dub started to develop a jumper a little bit as well last season from behind the arc. Tends to be predictable offensively and doesn't draw fouls or attack the paint aggressively. Uncertainty about offensive drive and ability to be a consistent shot creator. Developing hinges on demonstrating growth and self-creation and adding weight to his frame. So as you can see there are some things that are very, kind of stand out where like, I don't know if we should take him. He doesn't really, like the three-point shot isn't as reliable as we think because he wasn't taking as many shots at the college level. You see the same thing with J-Dub. That was the same thing being talked about with him. All right? It's the same situation that we see going on. And I think Cody Williams has more potential than his brother J-Dub. J-Dub's already an all-star level player in the league, and he's about to be going into his third season here. I think Cody Williams has that type of potential as well. Maybe even a little bit higher of a floor or a ceiling, Like, it's just one of those things where I'm kind of like, I think we need to take him at 12, especially if we are insistent on signing a big man to be our backup or even come into a starting role for next season in free agency. If that's really the route we're going, then we don't need to draft another big in this year's first round. We don't, because we can go get a guy like Hartenstein for, let's say, $20 million to $25 million a year. You still have $8 million left to use in cap space to go sign another big if you really want extra protection there in case one of them go down with injuries, whether that be Hartenstein or Chet. That way you have a little bit more protection, such as going for a guy like Andre Drummond, who's really not going to be asking for much this free agency. It just gives you protection there. And Cody Williams, he is a guy where eventually one of our guys in our starting five is going to have to leave. Whether that's Dort, whether that's Giddey, whether that is Dub as well. We're going to need someone that will come in and replace them when they eventually leave. Because just realistically, we won't have the cap space to keep them all. And some players might get frustrated and we might not be able to offer them enough that they think they're willing to take. The one that comes to mind is Josh Giddey, as he's kind of looking like this odd man out. And I hate to say it too because he's one of my favorite players on this team. He has a ton of upside and potential in the league. It's just one of those things where he might be left out and Cody Williams can come in and take his spot in the starting five after next season. I think it just makes a lot of sense to take him there, especially if HoopsHype says that, a lot of NBA executives are speculating we're going to go out and sign Isaiah Hartenstein because we have more to offer him than New York does. It just makes sense to take him then. It does. And he can be reliable off the bench as well. And those weaknesses that they were talking about where, he doesn't really draw fouls, he doesn't really, hasn't really developed a true three-point shot. We have guys that will teach him that in our Thunder organization. And that's what we did really well at last season. Spot up catch and shooting at the three-point line. We were the best three-point shooting team in the league last regular season. And also you saw a bunch of our guys get to the line very easily. Shai, he's very deceptive with his body. He gets to the line easily. Even Dub was doing that every now and then. He did a lot better in those regards as well. So Cody Williams can definitely excel and develop those skills that are kind of his weaknesses right now and turn them into strengths after his first season in the league. But I'm interested in what you guys think. If you guys think Cody Williams should be the guy that we draft, or are we just hyping him up a little bit too much because of who his brother is? Let me know down in the comment section below. And like I mentioned before, if you guys want to meet new members of our community here, some more subscribers here, go ahead, join the Discord channel. I'll also be on there talking with you guys and getting video ideas. And I'll see you guys in the next video.